It's Boxing Day in the year 2001. Can't you tell? We are going to be up against Aston Villa and Middlesbrough and Newcastle in today's episode. We've got a wonder kid Gareth Barry and a prime Gareth Southgate to look after. Hello and welcome back to the 2001-2002 database by the Mad Scientist, where we are in charge of Southampton. And if you're enjoying these videos, do please remember you can hit the like button, you can hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel as well. That would help me out massively. So then, what have we been up to in between episodes? The answer is winning and drawing. We switched up to a 4-2-4 formation, which if you're new to the channel, you won't know the formation. If you're a pre-existing viewer, you'd know the formation. It's that one. Yeah, it just works. Okay, it just works. We beat Leicester 1-0. We lost against Sunderland. Pahars did score in this one, but then we beat Chelsea 3-0. Big result, because that's a good Chelsea side. That's not a poor Chelsea side. That's a good Chelsea side. 4-2 against Everton, 5-2 against Bolton, and then 3 consecutive draws, the biggest one being against Arsenal, a 2-2. James Beattie with a brace in this one. West Ham was a 1-1. Derby County was a 2-2 as well. Today then, Aston Villa, Middlesbrough and Newcastle. We're currently 8th. Another thing that happened, because we're picking up 2020-2021 money for things, we've got a massive transfer budget now because I asked the board for more money. We've got 14 or nearly 15 million pounds to spend and 100,000-ish still to spend in our wage budget. So, when January comes around, we're strengthening our side. Aston Villa then, first opponents for today's episode. Looking at their side, they seem to play a 4-4-2, and as I mentioned in the intro, it's a wonder kid Gareth Barry. He's only 20 years old, he's a centre-back on this currently, although I think in real life he was mainly a left-back, which is what they do have him as, but they're playing him as a centre-back for the most part. He's absolutely ridiculous for a 20-year-old. I don't think he was this good when he was 20. He was good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he was this good. Their midfield is ageing, shall we say. Their youngest player in their starting 11 in terms of midfielders anyway is Mustafa Hadji at 30, Paul Merson, Ian Taylor, David Ginola all there. So they've got an old midfield, but it's a good midfield. On the bench they do have George Boateng. Juan Pablo Angel is there as well. Angel, I mean, he's going to score goal. Why do we sign Angel? We don't need another striker, do we? We don't need another striker. And you can see a few other names on there as well. Darius Vassell, 21 years old. Anyway, let's play Villa. So this is the formation then. It is a 4-2-4. Inside forwards on the left and the right. 2 advanced forwards as well as our main goal-scoring threats. It's going to be Paul Jones in goal. Rory Delap will be our right back because basically we don't really have a good right back other than Rory Delap, even though he never really played there for Saints. Lundekvam and Torre will be in the middle. Wayne Bridge will be our left back with Matt Oakley and Svensson in the middle. Tessum and Kinkladze on the wings. Davies and Pahars as our strikers for this one. I do keep wanting to play some of the older players like the Matt Letiziers and people like that, but they're not good enough. The problem with Letizier, he doesn't fit our system anymore. And we could put him as an advanced forward, but he doesn't have the pace or any physical attributes to be able to do it. Anyway, let's play Villa. Let's see how we get on. So right now, we are on the cusp of Europa League, although back in 2001-2002, it wasn't the Europa League. I think was it still the Intertoto Cup? It was definitely the UEFA Cup, I know that much. We are 25 minutes in and we've actually finally got ourselves a highlight. Rory Delap using his long throw ability to find Marian Pahars. Delap once again with this ball across to Anders Svensson in towards Wayne Bridge on that left-hand side. 4 in the middle. This is why this formation works. Bridge is going for goal himself. He's eventually got that one in. Wayne Bridge from left-back makes it 1-0. Corner for Aston Villa, David Ginola to take it. It's Doherty, Gary Doherty's there. It's 1-1, instant reply from the Villains. Wayne Bridge with a free kick. Plays it towards Kinkladze. He's been fouled by Olof Melberg. That's going to be a penalty. I don't know who takes our penalties. I have no idea. Looking at the starting 11, maybe Wayne Bridge? Possibly Joe Tessum? I'm not even sure. It's going to be Joe Tessum. There you go. I thought Tessum would be good at penalties. Here he is then, the right winger, who is going to be stepping up to take this penalty. Where's it going to go? It's a wonderful save by Marcus Hedman, a player, by the way, I was looking at signing. You might have noticed when we looked at the Villa squad, his name was orange. It's going to be Pahars to take the corner towards Davies. It's not going to get there. Lundekvam, who really should be in the penalty area for those corners. He's going to run. Has to go play it back eventually. Oh, fair enough. That was rubbish. So Tessum's missed penalty is definitely going to affect his rating. He's gone down to a 6.5. Davies is also on a 6.5. Half-time it is 1-1 then at St Mary's. We have been the better side by a long, long distance. We just haven't managed to get that goal to put us in front. Right, we're going to do a change. We're going to take Tessam off. It's Andy Impey is going to come on as a right winger. Do we do Davies for Beattie as well? We do, you know. We'll do all of our subs at half-time. I would say we've got one more to go. Marcus Hedman is on an 8.0 rating, which I assume most of that is because he saved the penalty. If we draw this game, this is going to be our 4th draw in a row, which I hope is not a thing that's going to carry on. Nothing's happened in the second half, by the way. We've got 15 minutes left to play. We're going to do our final sub of the match. Defensively, we're looking like we're struggling. We're going to take off Kincladze. We're going to do Matt Le Tissier. We're going to go for it. Stick him on as a left winger for the final 10 minutes or so. Maybe he can do some magic. Spoiler alert, he hasn't. Nothing's happened. The second half's been completely pointless. We may as well not have bothered for the second half. Not a single highlight took place in that second half, despite the fact we had all of these shots. An XG of 3.22, which wasn't even a thing back in 2001-2002. We should have won that. We really should have won that. I'm going to give him... That's not good enough. We should have won. I mean, Oakley and Bridge are demotivated. You were great. You guys, you three there, you were great. I'm very pleased with how you did. No rest for the wicked then. Straight into match number 2 of the episode. It's 2 days later. It is Middlesbrough. They will be our opponents. I think we are away from home, so we're going to be at the Riverside. Again, similar to Villa, they've got a few old players who, if I'm perfectly honest, they're not that great anymore. Dean Windass at 32 is the name there that's kind of standing out to me, but defensively, it's where they look good. Gareth Southgate does need a rest, but he's very, very good. 31 years of age. Mark Crossley, the only person to ever save a Matt Le Tissier penalty. I know that is a fact. That is a fact that Matt Le Tissier is not particularly pleased with. Hamilton Rickard is there. Is he good? No. I feel like I've looked at Hamilton Rickard before. So, yeah, that is the shape of the Middlesbrough side. They're not great. We should be good enough to win this. Do we try and sign... We don't try and sign Gareth Southgate. We don't need him. So, for Middlesbrough then, we are going a little bit different. And by a little bit different, it's the same formation. But you can see right in the middle of the pitch there, the big red splodge. That's Matt Le Tissier because he's not very good as a DLP. But of all the positions, I think that's the position where he's going to be able to make the most impact. Also, Jason Dodd comes in as a right back for Rory Delap because Delap's not a right back, okay? I just don't like playing Delap as a right back. Everything else remains unchanged. So Jones in goal, Bridge, Torrey, Lundevam, Dodd, Svensson and Le Tissier, Tessam and Kincladze, Davies and Pahars as our strikers for this one. Interestingly, Southgate misses out. I didn't see his name on the team sheet. So, I don't think Gareth Southgate is playing. No, they're playing Jason Gavin, Jean-Luc Fester and Paul Cooper at the back. So, yeah, they are not playing Gareth Southgate. Is he even on the bench? I don't think he's on the bench. Le Tissier with an early corner for us, though. It's a header clear from Brian Dean. Back to Matt Le Tissier. Use your skill. Gets past nobody. Blasts it straight at Mark Crossley. Crossley can kick that ball straight upfield. Is that Noel Whelan? I think that might be Noel Whelan, you know, controlling it. It's Jonathan Greening. Svensson plays it all the way back, though, to Paul Jones. Kicks it off towards that left-hand side. Lovely control by the little Georgian, Georgie Kincladze. Loads of space to run into. He's got 3 in the box. Crosses it in. It's behind Pahars. He is fast enough to get there. Plays it all the way back to Jason Dodd. Dodd finds Robbie Stockdale. Fair enough. Zilard Nemeth. Noel Whelan's going to control this on the left-hand side. Lovely touch from Whelan. In towards Paul Jones. It's a great block. And the young Kolo Torre clears that ball for us. And straight away, another chance. Possibly going Middlesbrough's way. Jason Dodd with this. Back to Paul Jones. We need to clear it. There you go. Good job, Paul Jones. Davies flicks the head. Finds Pahars. Gets past his man. He's in on goal. Marion Pahars really should be scoring those chances. Robbie Stockdale can clear that ball off for a throw. Goal kick for Crossley to take over the halfway line. It's going to be Noel Whelan again. Whelan seems to be pulling a lot of the strings here at the moment. Paul Ocon's got loads of space and the Australian makes it 1-0 to Middlesbrough. Why are we losing to Middlesbrough? They were not good at this point in time, were they? I know we weren't great either, but they weren't good either, right? We should be beating them. Final 10 minutes of the first half. Middlesbrough obviously with the lead. It's a fairly even game. We've had a few chances. 3 shots on target for us, 4 for them. But somehow, Middlesbrough just have the goal. Kincladze controls it back to Wayne Bridge. Is this going to be another draw? Davies with this, outside the penalty area, plays it back to Le Tissier, and almost a little bit of Le Tissier magic there, but hits it over the bar. It is going to be 1-0 to Middlesbrough at half-time, and I'm going to shout at our advanced players because you guys are the ones not doing anything in the first half. So it's attackers, Davies and Pahars, disappointed in your finishing. Midfielders, I guess all of you apart from Svensson, but we're going to say that I'm disappointed with you guys as well. Defensively, defensively we're doing badly as well. We're all playing rubbish. No changes at half-time for us, although Letizia, Tessem, Kinkladze, Dodd, all looking like they don't want to be on the pitch at the moment. My assistant manager is recommending I replace Kolo Touré with James Beattie. Are you suggesting that I play James Beattie as a centre-back? I'm not quite sure. Stockdale with this on the right. Plays it into Brian Dean. Back to Robbie Stockdale. Crosses in. Nemeth is there. But it is saved by Paul Jones from, I think, the Hungarian. Paul Jones is going to carry on this highlight towards Tessem. Heads down to Marian Pahars. Needs some runners. Letizia isn't certainly going to be a runner. Tessem gets this ball back. Dodd's there with him. Dodd's got some space. The elder statesman back to Tessem. Crosses that ball in. Davies is there. And Kevin Davies makes it 1-1. Does a chicken dance to celebrate. We are back on level terms, and if it stays this way, this is going to be our 5th draw in a row. Middlesbrough immediately trying to get themselves back in front, though. Jonathan Greening, forward. Wayne Bridge has stolen this. The goal scorer in the first match of the episode. Letizia, long ball. That's what we want Letizia to do. Just stand still and pass it to Pahars. That's all we need you to do. It's 2-1. Marian Pahars with his 11th goal of the season. Letizia gets all the credit for the assist, apparently, according it to the little commentary down the bottom. Steve McLaren is furious. Is Steve McLaren the Middlesbrough manager? That seemed to be what it said. Maybe he's like an assistant. I don't know. Final 10 minutes. We haven't done any changes yet, so we're going to do all 3 of them now. Impey's going to come on for Kinkladze. Who else is playing badly? Dodd is going to come off for Delap. And do we do Scott McDonald? Let's do Scott McDonald coming on for Kevin Davies. So let's give the young Australian striker who eventually signed for Celtic, and I think Motherwell as well, a chance up front for the final 10 minutes. It's Rory Delap as a right back, down the wing. Forward to Joe Tessem, gets a touch to try and get past his man, can't manage it. Plays it straight to Jason Gavin, who can find Jonathan Greening. He's going to run forward with this ball. Nemeth on the right, Wayne Bridge with a good slide tackle, but it's straight to Nemeth. Lundekvarm can clear. Dean Windus with this. Across, it's Gordon on the left. Are they going to get this cross in? They do cross it in. Back post to Jonathan Greening. It hits the bar. Delap has almost put that in. What are we doing? I mean, that is very Southampton early 2000s football right there, because that was a mess. But we might somehow get a goal from this. Go on, Marion. Pahars has been pushed over by Robbie Stockdale. It's going to be a yellow card for Stockdale. And it's hopefully going to be a Matt Letizia free kick that we are not going to see. Instead, we're going to see a possible Middlesbrough chance. Windass with this. Crosses that in. Rory Delap heads that ball clear. And we are going to pick this up with Scott McDonald. The youngster, I think this might be his debut as well. Can run down the right-hand side. He's got Gianluca Festa with him. Gordon now in the middle. Plays it forward to Greening. We need to steal this off because I'm worried that they're just going to slowly build a little counter-attack. Whelan to Brian Dean. Dean's got space to run into. Lundekvarm with a lovely slide tackle to find Letizia. Pahars back to Matt Letizia. Plays that ball through. Scott McDonald, make it 3. Put this game to bed, Scotty. He's hit it straight at Mark Crossley. It's going to be a corner. Letizia taking it then right-footed from the left-hand side. It's Kolo Touré almost getting on the end of it, but Brian Dean gets there first. Impey's going to try and keep this ball alive. Impey crosses it in to Robbie Stockdale, fair enough. It's gone back to Rory Delap. Highlight ends. And so does the match. 2-1 then in the end against Middlesbrough at the Riverside. That is a good result. Considering when you look at the match stats, a 1.68 XG for Middlesbrough, 16 shots, 6 on target. We did well there. Pahars, Davies with the goals. Matt Letizia taking all the credit for the Pahars goal as well. We've won on camera, everybody. Sylvain Wiltord has captured the attention. So, after 16 league games, we are currently 7th in the table. Arsenal at the top of the pile. Invincible. I'm not sure when the Invincibles was. Was it this season? For the final match of this episode, we're going to go forward to the Newcastle game. However, the transfer window opens in a couple of days, so we'll be back for that because we've got 2, maybe 3 new signings joining. The January transfer window has opened and 4 new signings have joined the club. One of them...is Alf-Inge Haaland. Okay, I just wanted to say, we've signed Haaland. You've seen it already in the thumbnail, haven't you? Now, he's not awful, is he? He's not awful. He's alright, he's 29. I've bought him for the memes, really. He's not cost a lot. 325k from Manchester City. I think he's good. It's just, I mean, surely Erling's not going to exist. No, okay. Alf-Inge Haaland's in. He's going to be a fringe player. We've got him as a fringe player. So, yeah, I think he's alright. Similarly, Chris Bart-Williams is also alright, isn't he? Signed from Nottingham Forest, 27 years old English central midfielder. I think in his day, he was probably okay at football. £28,000. Pennies really for Chris Bart-Williams. Probably, the reason why I've bought basically lots of these types of players is So we've got the options to rotate. The Southampton squad isn't very deep in this game, so we've now got a few more central midfielders. We've also signed Ricardo Carvalho. He's 23. He's very, very good, in my opinion. He's probably going to be partnering Klaus Lundekvam until the end of the season. He did need a work permit. I don't know why. He's Portuguese. He needed a work permit, apparently. I think because Brexit's still a thing in the save. He's only cost £825,000 from Porto. But, I mean, mentally, look how good Carvalho is. And finally, Fernando Ricksen signed from Rangers, the Dutch right-sided player. I bought him as a right-back, okay? I know he's probably better as a winger. We brought him as a right-back. We're going to be playing him as a wing-back on support. When you look at those numbers, he's good, isn't he? He's actually really good. Signed, obviously, from the SPL, £575,000. It sounds like pennies. It sounds like absolute peanuts, but I think for 2001, 2002, that was probably quite a big transfer, wasn't it? So that's all the business we've done so far. We're now going to go forward, play the Newcastle game on camera, and then that's going to wrap up today's episode. Right, so looking at this Newcastle side, I'm quietly confident. And quietly on a YouTube video means outwardly confident. Basically, looking at their squad, they've only got a few standout players. Shay Given, obviously very, very good. Nikos Dabazas, 4-star as a central defender. The Greek centre-back looks pretty good. He's not very fast. Maybe we can use Marian Pahaz's speed to get past Dabazas. They've also got, who else have they got who's reasonably good? Rob Lee at 35 is still 3.5 star. Christian Basadas, 3.5 star. Laurent Robert as a striker for some reason, 4.5 star. He's amazing. Technically, he's absolutely amazing. Mentally, he's got some questionable numbers, concentration and decisions, and teamwork, but technically, look at those numbers. That's ridiculous. They've also got a bunch of children as well on the subs bench. I say children. They're not children anymore, are they? But Aaron Hughes, Lawaloa, Amiobi, Bellamy, Carl Court is there. Kieran Dyer currently out injured. Also Norberto Solano for some reason not in the squad. I don't know why he's not in the squad, but I'm confident that I think we can do something against Newcastle. The starting lineup then for the Newcastle game. We have 3 debuts today in the starting 11 and 1 on the bench. It's going to be Paul Jones, Ricksen and Carvalho make their debuts in defence alongside Lundekvam and Bridge. Haaland will be playing alongside Matt Oakley. Svensson and Kinkladze on the wings today with Davies and Pahaz as our strikers. I'm hoping Pahaz can utilise the slow Greek centre-back Nikos Dabazas. We are on a run of 8 games without defeat at the moment. 4 of them, or 5 of them, maybe were draws. So, yeah, we're doing pretty well. They've gone to a 4-4-2. Solano is playing. They're playing Dabazas and Andy O'Brien, I think it is. We're currently 8th in the table. Newcastle down in 10th. Arsenal, by the way, still at the top of the table, still undefeated. They've just won the North London derby 6-0. 5 minutes on the clock. Ricksen to Svensson, flicks it on. Pahaz is in the area. Plays it back to Davies. He's trying to get past a few people. Rob Elliott's giving him a push, and that is going to be a penalty. Who's going to take this? Haaland, maybe? It is a penalty. I don't know. Is it? Who's taking it? We can't see. Who is this man? They've got... Is it the captain's armband? It is Georgie Kinkladze stepping up to take the penalty. And the little Georgian makes it 1-0. Just over 5.5 minutes on the clock played. 1-0 up against Newcastle at St Mary's. Shay Given then with the goal kick. 10.5 minutes played now. It's towards Bellamy. Lundekvam heads down. Matt Oakley in the centre of the pitch. He's going to run with this ball. Across towards the right-hand side. Lovely through ball to Pahaz. And Pahaz dinks it over Shay Given. It's 2-0. And that is exactly what I wanted to happen. Pahaz was sat on the shoulder of Dabazas and then just broke free. He just broke free. Dabazas was never going to catch him. It might have been O'Brien. Either way, Pahaz using his pace. Kevin Davies has picked up a knock. I think we'll keep him on for the moment. If he's still struggling at half-time, we'll bring him off. Laurent Robert with that ball in towards Rob Lee. It's cleared back to Robert. He's good enough to do anything from anywhere. Haaland on his debut nearly concedes a penalty, and Wayne Bridge does a flying back heel to clear that and start a counter-attack. This could be superb if we score this. Hughes with a superb sliding tackle instead to prevent Pahaz from getting that ball in towards Davies. It's going to be a throw. I think this is going to be Bridge, isn't it? Here's Wayne Bridge to Kevin Davies. Back to Wayne Bridge. Cross it in, buddy. Cross it in. Walk it in. Walk it. That's what I said. Svensson's there on the head. Shay Given holds on to that one. It's carrying on, you know. Highlights carrying on. Given with it still in his penalty area. Kicks it long over the halfway line. Laurent Robert to Christian Basadas. He's going to run forward with this ball. Plays that on the ground to Bellamy, and Paul Jones with a top draw save to prevent Craig Bellamy. It's going to be Laurent Robert taking this, isn't it? Of course it is, because he's the player with the most technical ability in the world, apparently. Paul Jones comes out, claims that one with confidence. Rickson then, with the ball in his hand and a yellow card to his name, apparently. Of course, all of my players seem to get booked. All the new players have been booked, apart from Haaland. Rickson to Alfinger Haaland. I almost called him Erling then. It's Rickson on the right-hand side. Is he going to cross this ball in? Plays it to Haaland. Cross it, but he's not managed to get the ball away yet. Rickson to Svensson. Back to Rickson. Cross it, cross it, cross it. Back to Svensson. Cross it. Kinkladze's there. It's blocked. I think it might have actually hit Pahars, and it's gone off for a goal kick. I've just had a thought. Erling Haaland would be being born around now, which means he's not going to be supporting Leeds, is he? He might be supporting Southampton now, because he might be born in Southampton. That's planning for the future, you know. Erling Haaland, it's not Erling, Alfie Haaland with the ball, he's lost it. Basadas, long ball over the top to Craig Bellamy, one-on-one with Paul Jones, gets past Jones, but hits it wide of the post. Half-time, we are 2-0 up, but I think Newcastle are unlucky. They've had a couple of good chances, they've just not taken them. I'm going to say I'm happy with how things are going. We are going to bring on Chris Bart-Williams at some point because I want to get him his debut as well. But I think we're doing all right. Haaland will probably be the man to be coming off for Bart-Williams. Rob Elliott back to, or forward, sorry, to Laurent Robert. Elliott once again. Norberto Solano, the Peruvian. He's got, I think that is Haaland in front of him. Through ball to Bellamy, and this time Craig Bellamy can find the net. It has taken him a long time. That goal has been coming. Bellamy probably should have got a hat-trick by now. He's been that good for Newcastle. It is 2-1. Laurent Robert with a corner. It's a clearance by Fernando Rickson. Bellamy collects it. Number 14 for us. I'm not even sure who that is. Anders Svensson is chasing it down. Gavilan crosses Solano on the head. Lundekvam can clear that after it hits the bar. Newcastle are going to score an equaliser. There is an equaliser coming, and a good manager would be able to do something tactical, but unfortunately, you're stuck with me. We are going to do ourselves a change. Svensson's coming off for Impey. We're going to do Davies off for BT, and we are going to do... I want to bring Bart-Williams on, but Rickson's not doing so hot at the moment. No, we're doing it. We're going to do it. Chris Bart-Williams is coming on. All 3 yellow cards go to the 3 new signings. Bart-Williams is going to come on and probably pick one up himself as well. Final 10 minutes, and since we've done our changes, not a lot's really happened. It is a chance possibly going Newcastle's way. Aaron Hughes with this on the right, crosses in. Klaas Lundekvam gets a big head behind that, gets it upfield, but it's going to come straight back. Hughes once again on the right-hand side. Chris Bart-Williams, the new signing, gets that clear. Pahars controls this. He's going to use his pace. The Latvian can run into that space. He's got BT in the middle, tries to play it to BT. It wasn't the best pass. And Oakley still has this ball, though, for us and passes it straight to Christian Basadas. Now Carl Court. Newcastle with a late chance to possibly equalise. Carl Court is in on goal, and Carl Court has equalised for Newcastle. I knew it was coming. They've deserved this, to be fair. Silver linings then. It was a 2-2 draw. We probably should have scored more goals. Our XG was a 3.12, and something happened here that we didn't see. A lot of shots took place in the space of about 2 minutes there, but it's a 2-2 draw against Newcastle. It's an undefeated episode, which actually is probably pretty good. So we end this episode then sat 7th place in the table. We are almost at the halfway point of the season. Next episode, what we're going to do is probably go to the end of January, so we're not going to go very far at all. Blackburn, Spurs, and we've already played Ipswich. Liverpool, we're going to go round here somewhere. I'm not sure what fixtures we're going to play, but I'm going to try and play 3 matches against teams that we haven't played just yet. So there might be some weird chopping and changing. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new and you're enjoying these videos. Go check out the other videos on the channel as well if you haven't been watching them. And I'll see you in the next one with some hopefully more transfers and hopefully some more victories. See you next time.